Pardon me, I'm walking through the city, making my way. I'm gonna talk about some things, updates, all types of stuff, right? On my short, I showed y'all that homeboy didn't have nothing to do with the murder. The investigator that figured out the pieces to the puzzle, who mysteriously died suddenly after he found out that Orlando Anderson was at a totally different location the same time Tupac was shot. So with that saying, that confirms everything that Suge Knight was saying. Keefe D, Orlando Anderson, and all them other Crip members did not have nothing to do with Tupac's murder. That gun was planted in that Crip member's flower garden by dirty police. Suge said he know who the shooters are. He looked the shooter in his face. Now, if Suge is telling y'all that he looked the shooter in his face, and the shooter was not a Crip member, Keefe D painted a narrative to get himself out of a drug charge, and he was handed a script. He was handed a script, had to be by the LA District Attorney. That's why he was able to make that deal with the US Attorney in his drug case. He got complete immunity from that. So in order to get immunity from that, you have to disclose information on something that's valuable. Keefe D lied about the whole situation. He painted a false narrative, which means he implicated Puffy in a situation. Granted, Zip got the $1 million from Puffy, but he opened the club. That's the thing that's gonna get Zip exonerated in this situation, get Puffy exonerated in this situation. Because basically, what Keefe D is spreading is hearsay. Keefe D read a script that ultimately put him in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Suge Knight, after 27 years, facing 28 years in prison, he decides to have a change of heart and want to disclose information to get a deal cut so he could possibly make it out so where he don't have to die in jail, because he's not coming out population, getting with nobody. He painted the wrong narrative. He implicating people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing in the situation. Ultimately, Suge done disclosed that the police was involved in both murders. And you know how the internet go. The internet can solve matters. Everybody's taking bits and pieces and putting it together, and things are being brought out. Internet's real. It's just crazy. Crazy. It's what happens when you talk too much. Talking too much. How would Suge know if Keefe D and him wasn't involved with the murder if he didn't have nothing to do with it? Suge said he's not going to testify, but he has a lot of information that excludes Keefe D and the Southside Crips from the murder. This is crazy because a lot of things was about to be revealed People was go to jail. Millions of dollars was stolen. People doing snake stuff. Now the officer that was with the Rampart team that was messing with Suge Knight's wife is the only tie to the whole situation. But how did he get close to Suge Knight's wife? Everything falls back to Reggie Wright Jr., the hacky dude who was the federal plant. The Glock that he found, actually the police had a traffic stop, pulled Fatal over with the gun in the car. They called the feds. The feds sent their plant that was with Death Row to come get the gun. He got the gun, gave it back to Reggie Wright Jr. That gun was test fired and kept on file. The ballistics was kept on file just in case that gun was used again in a crime, they could trace it. Investigator Poole found out that that gun was used, and they traced it. For real though. When they found out that gun was used to kill Tupac, everybody started telling. Everybody and their mama that was associated with it, everybody that was tied to it, they started telling. That's how the information leaked. This case was cold for 27 years. Everybody got something to say that was involved when they should have kept their mouth shut, and they got them pinned and jammed into a situation. Now everybody's about to come out, and fingers are about to land on separate individuals that ain't gonna know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. We in here, man. Real life talk. We talking real life situations. Gang members is out here doing the wrong thing, going against their codes, and going against their codes, implicating people in murders and sending people to jail, thinking that you could tell on dead people makes you an accessory to the crime, implicating other people in the situation, saying this person did this person said that. It's all hearsay. It ain't what you know, it's what you can prove. And it's proven that this guy, Keefe D, lied from the beginning because he was promised something. Keefe D was out here lying to the public, saying that he was involved in a murder, and he wasn't. He should have just took his little 20 years in the drug ring and let it be that. But the difference to this whole ordeal is the proof is gonna come out. Keefe D's not even gonna face no prosecution. He's just being charged, and he gotta go through the process, right? Because that's what the legal system does. And that saying, the truth is gonna be revealed. You can't run from the truth. Pac was about to leave Death Row. Reggie Wright, the lawyer, and Shanika Wright, whatever her name is, they conspired in the situation. The lawyer is the biggest player in the whole game because he aligned with the record exec, and he had this whole thing mapped out and planned out from go. David Kenner was designed to step in and mess up the Death Row records. But they already knew who took place in these killings. Everybody played their part. Watch. I wouldn't be surprised if the lawyer wasn't brought into court. But this is looking like it might be Reggie Wright Jr.'s doing, because Reggie Wright was the head of the security that hired the cops that killed Tupac. But now everybody's trying to say that there's no proof that the Rampart cops was tied to Reggie Wright Jr. Suge Knight handed over the security detail to Reggie Wright Jr., put him in charge of hiring officers. Reggie Wright had hired some dirty officers. Officer Gaines, who was messing with Suge Knight's wife, he went out and recruited some of his people. Some wouldn't go, some went. That whole situation came out to play, and there was a movie made about the undercover who shot and killed Gaines. I can't remember what movie it was, but there's a movie out. I think it is the All Eyes on Me movie. I'm gonna look at it and look into it. Because there's a scene where the undercover officer is undercover, he's on duty, and he stops at a light. And this dude with red shirt on in a Jeep, he's trying to punk the officer, and he throws up gang signs. The officer's talking shit back. The guy chases the officer. Everything happens, this, that, and the third. Officer ends up killing the dude. Come to find out the dude he shot and killed was an undercover agent, because when he went to go pat him down, he seen his badge. I don't know if it was on his hip, along his waistband, or in his pocket when he pulled it out, but he seen a badge. There's a movie out. So stay tuned to what's happening. Keefe D's trying to get a lawyer out of state. Really might not help unless he get the U.S. attorney. Really not going to do much. It's not going to help no situations or nothing. Everybody's going to play their part. Everybody's going to get a piece of what they're going to get. Everybody's going to go down. Everybody involved is going to have to face the truth and deal with the situations. Just like a lot of you dudes running around outside, y'all dudes is catching these cases and y'all acting like y'all not cooperating, but y'all in the street and y'all cooperating with officers, and this is ridiculous on how things are. Understand that situations happen, but one thing about it, this Tupac murder case is solved. Tupac murder case is solved. Biggie case is solved. LAPD, Rampart Division done did it, and they done got everybody linked up into this. Suge said he's not gonna testify because at the end of the day, it's all gonna fall back on Suge Knight. And if it don't fall back on Suge Knight, it's gonna fall on somebody that's involved in the death row camp. And I'm putting my dollars on Reggie Wright Jr. Reggie Wright Jr. is the ultimate conspirator in this whole situation. He playing dumb, he doing all this. He got a podcast where he's trying to tell his side of the story to exclude himself from the situation. This is sponsored by Stacked Chicken. That's it. Everybody Stacked Chicken. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram at NoGame Films. Hit me up, DM me. You know, find out the pricing. Whole suit on deck. You heard? Whole suits on deck. You feel me? We in here, man. Stacked Chicken. For all my people who want to stack chicken, this brand is not for everybody. It's only for the people who get money and stack their bread. You heard? Everybody pay attention to what's going on. The Tupac case is solved. Stay tuned tomorrow for tomorrow's show where I'll be airing out new artists, putting out new music, bringing y'all into the world of hip hop. And I'll check back with y'all tomorrow. Till then, love us, you dig?